everyone! Welcome back to English Conversation Amelia. Today, we're diving deep into 100 quiz questions. And trust me, by the end of this episode, you'll master can, could, should, would, must, and all their tricky friends. Stick around because we'll cover everything from basic usage to advanced nuances that even native speakers sometimes get wrong. Wow, Amelia, 100 questions? That sounds intense. I've always struggled with modal verbs, especially when to use should versus must. That's exactly why we're doing this, Marcus. Modal verbs are everywhere in daily English conversation, but so many learners find them confusing. Before we jump into the quiz, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to English Conversation Amelia, and comment below with your biggest modal verb challenge. So, where should we start? I mean, where do you think we should start? See what you did there? You just used should twice. That's perfect, because our first set of questions focuses on should for advice and recommendations. Ready for question 1? Absolutely. Let's do this. Question 1. You blank see a doctor if that cough continues. What modal verb fits here? That's should, right? You should see a doctor if that cough continues. Perfect. You're absolutely right. Should gives advice without being too forceful. Now, question 2. What's the difference between you should go and you must go? Must sounds stronger, like it's an obligation or requirement.
Exactly. You don't have to come means you have a choice. It's different from you must not come, which is prohibition.
So if my teacher says you don't have to do homework, I can choose, but you must not do homework means I'm forbidden?
Perfect example. Though your teacher probably wouldn't forbid homework. Question 20. I rather stay home tonight. What fits?
Would. I would rather stay home tonight.
Correct. Would rather expresses preference. Comment below with your own would rather sentence, everyone.
These questions are really helping me understand the differences.
That's the goal.
Question 21. You have seen her. She was right there. What modal for past certainty?
Must have. You must have seen her.
Yes. Must have plus past participle shows we're certain something happened in the past. Question 22. What about might have or could have for past possibility?
Those show something possibly happened, but we're not sure?
Exactly. He might have left already means maybe he left. Question 23. She have been a model. She's so tall. What fits?
Could have. She could have been a model.
Perfect. This expresses past possibility or potential that may not have been realized. Question 24. Can we say she can have been a model?
That sounds wrong. We don't use can with have plus past participle?
Correct. For past speculation, we use could have, might have, or must have, not can have.
So can doesn't work for past speculation at all?
Exactly. Question 6. What about may? When do we use it?
May is for permission or possibility, right? Like, may I use the bathroom?
Perfect. May is more formal for permission. In everyday conversation, we often use can instead. Can I use the bathroom is less formal but very common.
So, may sounds more polite?
Yes, but it can sound overly formal in casual situations. Question 7. It rain tomorrow. Which modal verb for prediction?
Might or may. It might rain tomorrow shows possibility.
Excellent. We can also use could for possibility. It could rain tomorrow means there's a chance. Question 8. What's the difference between might and could for possibility?
Aren't they basically the same?
They're very similar. Both express possibility, but might sometimes suggests a slightly lower probability. However, in everyday speech, native speakers use them interchangeably.
So, if I say I might go to the party or I could go to the party, they mean almost the same thing?
Exactly. Question 9. You have told me earlier. What modal verb expresses criticism about the past?
Is this should have? You should have told me earlier.
Perfect. Should have plus past participle criticizes or expresses regret about past actions. This is super important in daily conversations.
So, if I regret not studying yesterday, I'd say I should have studied yesterday?
Exactly. Question 10. What about could have? How is it different from should have?
Could have talks about past possibility or ability that didn't happen?
Yes, I could have gone to Harvard means you had the opportunity but didn't take it. I should have gone to Harvard adds regret or criticism.
So, could have is more neutral, while should have involves judgment?
Precisely. Now, everyone watching, if you're finding this helpful, please hit that like button and share this video with other English learners. Your support helps us create more content like this.
Question 11, please. I'm on a roll.
Would you mind if do we use open, opened, or would open?
Wait, this is tricky. I think opened? Would you mind if I opened the window?
Correct. After would you mind if we use the past simple, even though we're talking about the present or future. It's a polite form.
Why do we use past tense for something in the present?
Great question. Using past forms in English often makes requests more polite and less direct. It creates psychological distance.
So, could you help me is more polite than can you help me for the same reason?
Exactly. Question 12. Which is more polite? Will you help me? Or would you help me?
Would you help me is definitely more polite.
Right. Question 13. She be at home now. Her car is in the driveway. What modal for deduction?
Must. She must be at home now. We're making a logical deduction.
Perfect. Must for deduction means we're almost certain based on evidence. Question 14. How do we make a negative deduction?
Must not?
Actually, no. We use can't or couldn't. She can't be at home means It's impossible she's at home.
Wait, why not must not?
Because must not means prohibition, not negative deduction. This is a really common mistake. In daily life, if you see your friend's office is dark, you'd say he can't be there, not he must not be there.
Oh, wow. That's such an important distinction.
Question 15. You blank be joking. That's impossible. What fits here?
Must. You must be joking.
Exactly. Question 16. Can we use have to instead of must?
They're similar, right? Both show obligation?
Yes, but there's a subtle difference. Must often comes from the speaker's authority, while have to suggests external rules or circumstances.
So, I must finish this means I'm deciding it's important, but I have to finish this means someone else or circumstances require it?
Excellent analysis. Question 17. What's the past form of must?
Is there one? Musted? Doesn't sound right.
You're right. It doesn't exist. We use had to for past obligation. I had to work yesterday.
English is weird sometimes.
It definitely has its quirks. Question 18. You blank not worry about the test. It's easy. What modal fits?
Should not or need not?
Both work. You shouldn't worry gives advice, while you needn't worry means it's not necessary. Question 19. What about don't have to?
Don't have to means it's not necessary, like needn't?
Exactly. Must indicates necessity or strong obligation. For example, you must wear a seatbelt is a legal requirement, while you should wear sunscreen is just good advice. That makes so much sense. So in my daily life, if my boss says, you must finish this report today, I have no choice. But if she says, you should finish it today, it's more like a suggestion. You've got it. Now, here's question 3. I blank speak 3 languages when I was younger. Which modal verb? Wait, is this about past ability? Would it be could? Yes. Could is the past form of can for ability. I could speak 3 languages when I was younger. Means you had that ability in the past. But what if I said I can speak 3 languages now? Then you're talking about present ability. Question 4. What's wrong with this sentence? I can to swim. Oh, modal verbs don't need to after them? It should be I can swim. Brilliant. That's a super common mistake. Modal verbs are followed by the base form of the verb, without to. Let me ask our viewers, have you ever made this mistake? Comment below and let's discuss. I definitely made that mistake when I first started learning English. And that's completely normal. Question 5. You blank not smoke in this building. Should we use can, must, or may? Since it's a prohibition, I'd say must not or cannot. Both work. You must not smoke or you cannot smoke. Both indicate prohibition. But there's a slight difference in feeling. Must not
sounds more about rules, while cannot sounds more absolute. So in a hospital, they'd probably say you must not smoke because it's a rule?
Right. Question 25. Where, I put this box. What's the most natural modal?
Should? Where should I put this box?
Yes! We often use should for asking advice or suggestions in daily life. Question 26. Could we also use shall?
Shall? Sounds very formal and British, right?
Yes. Where shall I put this is more common in British English and sounds quite formal in American English.
So Americans rarely use shall?
We mainly use it in offers. Shall we go? Or shall I help you? But it's less common than in British English. Question 27. What's the difference between will you marry me and would you marry me?
That's quite a question. Will you marry me is the actual proposal, right?
Yes. Will you is a direct question, while would you is more hypothetical. Would you marry someone you just met is asking about a hypothetical situation.
I'd hate to use the wrong one when proposing.
That would be awkward. Question 28. You, be tired after that long flight. What shows assumption?
Must. You must be tired after that long flight.
Exactly. Question 29. He said he, come, but he's not sure. What fits?
Might? Or may? He said he might come?
Yes. I must go becomes he said he had to go in reported speech. Question 32. You, see a dentist twice a year. What's the recommendation? Should. You should see a dentist twice a year. Good. Though we could also say ought to. Question 33. How common is ought to compared to should?
Ought to sounds less common and maybe a bit old-fashioned.
You're right. Should is much more common in modern English, especially in American English. Question 34. I, love to visit Japan someday. What fits?
Would. I would love to visit Japan someday.
Perfect. Would love to is a very common expression. Make sure to comment below with something you would love to do.
I would love to become fluent in English.
And you're well on your way. Question 35. It, be true. I don't believe it. What expresses disbelief? Can't. It can't be true. Exactly. Question 36. You, have called me. I was so worried. What shows criticism?
Should have or could have. But should have is stronger criticism, right?
Yes. You should have called me criticizes more than you could have called me.
So could have is gentler?
Generally, yes. Question 37. Students use their phones during the exam. What's the prohibition?
Must not or may not. Students must not use their phones during the exam.
Correct. Question 38. Can we use cannot instead?
Yes! Students cannot use their phones also works, right?
Absolutely. Question 39. I swim when I was 5. Past ability?
Could. I could swim when I was 5.
Perfect. Question 40. But there's a special case. Can we say, I could swim yesterday?
Wait, why wouldn't that work?
For a specific completed action in the past, we often use was able to instead of could. I was able to swim across the lake yesterday.
So could is for general ability in the past, but was able to is for specific achievements?
Excellent understanding. Question 41. You better see a lawyer about this. What's the strong advice? Had. You'd better see a lawyer. That's like a warning, right? Yes. Had better is strong advice, often with a warning of consequences. Question 42. Is had better followed by infinitive with or without to?
Without to. You'd better go, not you'd better to go.
Perfect. Question 43. She speak 5 languages fluently. Present ability?
Can. She can speak 5 languages fluently.
Right. Question 44. He be the new manager. I heard rumors. What's the possibility? Might or could? He might be the new manager. Excellent. Question 45. How do we make questions with modal verbs? We invert the subject in modal. Can you help? Not do you can help? Perfect. That's a super important rule. Question 46. We leave now or we'll be late. What's the necessity? Must or have to? We must leave now.
Great! Question 47. In American English, do we use have got to for obligation?
Yes. I've got to go. Is very common in spoken English, right?
Absolutely. It's often contracted to gotta in very informal speech, though that's not proper written English. Question 48. You blank be kidding me. What expresses disbelief? Must. You must be kidding me. Yes! This is a super common expression in daily conversation. Question 49. I blank rather not talk about it. What's the preference? Would. I would rather not talk about it. Perfect. Question 50. We're halfway through. How are you feeling, Marcus?
This is amazing. I'm learning so much. Everyone watching, definitely stick around for all 100 questions.
Question 51. You blank have been more careful. What's the criticism about the past? Should have or could have.
You should have been more careful. Yes! Question 52. It blank snow tonight. The temperature is dropping. What's the prediction? Might or may. It might snow tonight. Good. We could also use could for possibility. Question 53. What's the difference between will and might for predictions? Will shows certainty, while might shows possibility? Exactly. It will rain means you're certain. It might rain means it's possible. Question 54. You blank try the chocolate cake. It's delicious. What's the suggestion? Should. You should try the chocolate cake.
Perfect. Though we could also say must try for a stronger recommendation. Question 55. When we say you must try it, does that mean obligation?
Not really obligation, more like strong recommendation?
Exactly. Context matters. You must try this cake is enthusiastic recommendation, not literal obligation. Question 56. May I help you versus can I help you? Which is more common in stores?
Can I help you is more common, though may I help you is more formal?
Right. In American stores, you'll hear can I help you much more often. Question 57. I, like some coffee, please. What's the polite request?
Would. I would like some coffee, please.
Perfect. This is super useful in daily life at cafes and restaurants. Question 58. Is I'd like more polite than I want?
Yes. I want sounds demanding, while I'd like is polite.
Exactly. Always use I'd like or I would like in service situations. Question 59. We, have taken the train. The traffic is terrible. What's the regret?
Should have. We should have taken the train.
Yes! Question 60. She,
Have arrived by now. Her flight landed an hour ago. What's the deduction?
Should have or must have?
Both work, but with different meanings. She should have arrived means you expect it. She must have arrived means you deduce it with certainty.
So should have for expectation, must have for deduction?
Perfect distinction. Question 61. You, not have done that. Now we're in trouble. What's the criticism? Should not have. You shouldn't have done that.
exactly. Question 62. I blank be wrong, but I think the meeting is tomorrow. What shows uncertainty?
Could or might? I could be wrong.
Yes. This is a polite way to express an opinion while acknowledging uncertainty. Question 63. You blank do the laundry. I'll do it. What shows something is unnecessary?
Don't have to or needn't. You don't have to do the laundry.
Perfect. Remember, don't have to means it's not necessary. Different from must not. Question 64. I blank help you tomorrow if you want. What's the offer?
Can or could? I can help you tomorrow.
Great. Question 65. Is there a difference between I can help and I could help?
Could sounds more tentative or polite.
Yes. I could help is slightly less direct. Question 66. That blank be John at the door. He said he'd come. What's the assumption? Exactly. All three work for past possibility. Question 70. You blank always call me if you need help. What's the permission or possibility?
Can. You can always call me if you need help.
Perfect. Question 71. I blank eat spicy food when I was younger, but now I can't. What's the past ability that changed?
Could. I could eat spicy food when I was younger.
Excellent. This shows how abilities change over time. Question 72. You blank be exhausted after running that marathon. What's the logical conclusion?
Must. You must be exhausted.
Perfect. Question 73. I blank meet you at 6. Or is 7 better? What's the suggestion?
Could or can? I could meet you at 6.
Yes. Question 74. She blank have been really upset when she heard the news. What's the past deduction?
Must have. She must have been really upset.
Excellent. Question 75. We're 3/4 done. Everyone watching, please like this video and comment with which modal verb confuses you most.
This is so comprehensive. I feel like I'm really getting it.
You're doing amazing. Question 76. I blank see the doctor last week. Past necessity?
Had to. I had to see the doctor last week.
Perfect. Remember, must doesn't have a past form, so we use had to. Question 77. You blank have told her the truth. She deserved to know. What's the moral obligation about the past?
Should have. You should have told her the truth.
Yes. Question 78. We better hurry or we'll miss the bus. What's the urgent advice? Had. We'd better hurry. Excellent. Question 79. It be difficult to learn English, but you're doing great. What acknowledges a fact?
Must. Or may. It must be difficult to learn English.
Yes. Must shows you recognize and acknowledge their difficulty. Question 80. You park here. It's a no parking zone. What's the prohibition?
Cannot. Or must not. You cannot park here.
Perfect. Question 81. I rather have tea than coffee? What's the preference?
Would. I would rather have tea than coffee.
Excellent. Question 82. In the structure would rather, what form of verb follows?
The base form. Would rather go, not would rather to go.
Perfect. Question 83. You have practiced more before the performance. What's the regret or criticism?
Should have, or could have. You should have practiced more.
Yes. Question 84. That have been the best movie I've ever seen. What's the strong possibility about the past?
Could have, or might have. That could have been the best.
Perfect. This is such a common and polite way to decline invitations. Question 86. You blank be more careful when crossing the street. What's the advice? Should. You should be more careful. Yes. Question 87. He blank be at the gym. He goes every morning. What's the assumption based on habit? Should or must? He should be at the gym. Good. Should for expectation based on routine. Must for stronger deduction. Question 88. We blank have bought more food. We have plenty. What shows something was unnecessary? Needn't have or didn't need to? Both work, but with different meanings. We needn't have bought more food means we did buy it, but it was unnecessary. We didn't need to buy more food just states it wasn't necessary, without saying if we did it or not. So, needn't have implies the action was completed, but unnecessary? Exactly. Question 89. I blank believe she said that. It's so rude. What expresses shock or disbelief? Cannot or can't? I can't believe she said that. Perfect. This is a super common expression. Question 90. 10 more to go. You blank have been there. It was incredible. What's the regret about someone's absence? Should have? You should have been there. Yes. Question 91. I blank go now. Thanks for everything. What's the necessity to leave? Must or have to? I must go now. Perfect. Question 92. She blank have finished by now. She started hours ago. What's the expectation? Should have? She should have finished by now. Excellent. Question 93. You, try calling him again. What's the suggestion?
Could or should. You could try calling him again.
Yes. Question 94. I, have done it without your help. What's the past impossibility?
Couldn't have. I couldn't have done it without your help.
Perfect. This is a lovely way to thank someone. Question 95. We, leave early tomorrow.
the flight is at 6. What's the necessity?
Have to. Or must. We have to leave early tomorrow.
Excellent. Question 96. That, be right. Check again. What expresses doubt or disbelief?
Cannot or can't. That can't be right.
Perfect. Question 97. I, see you tomorrow if my schedule clears up. What's the conditional possibility?
Might or may. I might see you tomorrow.
Yes. Question 98. Almost there. You, seen his face when I told him. What's the regret about someone missing something?
Should have. You should have seen his face.
Perfect. Though this is often used as an exclamation, not literal regret. Question 99. I, have left the iron on. What's the worried possibility?
Might have or may have. I might have left the iron on.
Yes. Question 100. Final question. You, be joking. That's amazing.
Excellent. Everyone watching, before we go, let's review the main points. Modal verbs don't take two, they don't conjugate, and they're followed by base verbs.
And we learned that should have criticizes past actions, could have shows past possibility, and must have shows past deduction.
Exactly. Plus must and have to for obligation, can and could for ability and permission, may and might for possibility.
And we can't forget would for preferences and hypotheticals, and had better for urgent advice.
You've really absorbed everything. Now, everyone, please comment below with your favorite modal verb or the one you find most challenging.
Also, I'd love to know which daily life situations helped you understand these modals better.
Great idea. And don't forget to subscribe to English Conversation Amelia for more comprehensive English lessons like this.
Definitely. This lesson covered everything from A1 basic usage to C1 advanced distinctions.
Before we finish, let me ask everyone, which modal verb do you use most in your daily English conversations? Share in the comments.
And which one do you think you should practice more?
Excellent questions. Remember, mastering modal verbs takes practice in real-life situations.
Like ordering in restaurants, making appointments, giving advice to friends.
Exactly. Now, let's end with a quick quiz for everyone watching.
Oh, a final challenge. I'm ready.
Here's your quiz question. I blank have called you yesterday, but I forgot. I blank call you later today, or I blank come visit you tomorrow. You blank be angry with me. Fill in all 4 blanks with appropriate modal verbs.
Let me think. I should have called you yesterday, but I forgot. I can call you later today, or I could come visit you tomorrow. You mustn't be angry with me.
Excellent answer. Though for the last one, shouldn't be or can't be might sound more natural than
mustn't be. Oh, right. You shouldn't be angry gives advice, while you can't be angry expresses that it's impossible or unreasonable. Perfect. Now, everyone at home, pause the video and write your answers in the comments. We want to see how you'd fill in those blanks. And don't be shy. Even if you make mistakes, that's how we learn. Absolutely. Every mistake is a learning opportunity. Thank you so much for joining us on this modal verb journey. This was incredible. I can't wait for the next episode. We'll see you next time on English Conversation Amelia. Keep practicing your modal verbs in daily conversations. Remember, you can do this. You should believe in yourself. You must keep practicing. Perfect use of modal verbs to end. Like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone. Bye. Keep learning.